Tracy is with us in Fort Myers, Florida. Hi, Tracy. How are you?
Hi, it's a pleasure to speak to you both.
You too. How can we help?
So yesterday I was laid off.
Whoa.
And,
Sounds
there's
like it was
good and
unexpected.
bad. It was. However, I'm in a rare situation from, I think, a lot of people in that I recently came into some inheritance, a decent chunk. I am completely debt-free, including the house. And it's within, like, my mom died on Christmas Day, and it's all, this has been a heck of a year. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
thank you. And so my job, I'm in HR. I had fleet privileges where I work. And so the irony is I sold my personal car that I hadn't driven in a year last week. And now I have 13 days to get a car.
So no notice at all on this layoff. That's just weird.
No, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just trying to roll with the punches. And I think the scariest part for me is I now have more money than I've ever had. And you're not supposed to make big major decisions with grief being so recent.
What was the car that you sold last week? What was it?
It was a 2012 Hyundai Elantra.
And what did you sell it for?
$4,000, and they put it online for $8,900.
Whoa! They turned around and reflipped it on you, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean the pictures. While I was waiting for them to come back with how much they were going to give me, the pictures had the plates and everything on it that they end up bringing back to me. So it was crazy, but and I almost
so
thought
how much
about
money how much money do you have in cash?
Oh, I have over $500,000.
Okay, so
that's
go
my
buy
problem.
a car. What's the problem?
Well, because I am not used to having this kind of money, and my mindset is still that I should go get a cheap car, a hoopty. But I know after working in the realm that I've worked in where I could drive a different car all the time, I know what I want. I'm just afraid to spend that kind of money because I've never had that choice before. So I just feel like I need permission from you to say, yeah, go out and spend $40,000 on I really want a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Okay.
But they're expensive.
Okay. And you're buying a 1-year-old one or something?
A couple years, yeah. I don't know that I'd want to go more than 2 or 3.
Okay. What did you make at your job that you got lost?
75.
And what are you going to make at the next job? 85?
I hope so. And honestly, I don't know that I need to look right now with the holidays, and it's going to be crazy with the first year without my mom. She died on Christmas Day. So I think this is a sign that I should just kind of not rush into anything until maybe after the first of the year. You guys tell me, but that's kind of where I'm thinking right now.
Okay, there's 2 separate questions on the table. Number one, let's deal with the easy one. Go buy a car. And yes, you can afford it. You can afford a $40,000 car. You have $500,000 cash in the bank. You make $80,000 a year. You do not want to buy a $70,000 car.
No, I would never.
You do not need to buy it. Well, you might. I mean, I'm just making sure. Okay.
Okay.
And but I mean, if I wouldn't spend more than half of what you think you're going to be making.
Okay.
And so 40 with you making 80 is okay. 60 with you making 80 is not okay.
Right.
Just because you got the money. Okay. So that would be my guideline, and so that gives you permission to do a lot. And just take your time on that. Go rent you a car for a week so you're not in a hurry and pay too much for a car.
And that's what I was afraid of. Yeah.
Just slow down. Just go down to the rental car place and rent a car for a week.
Okay.
And just rent what you think you want to drive, by the way. Go ahead and rent you a Jeep Cherokee.
Well, the irony is that I just got laid off from a rental car company, so that's why I know what I want to drive.
Okay. This gets better and better every minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you get
I've
severance?
had almost 2 years. I've had almost 2 years of driving pretty much whatever I like, so I know what I want.
Now, let's move on to the next question, and I want my career expert next to me to step in, but before he does, I'm just going to be Papa Dave, okay?
Okay.
You lost your mom, and then you got kicked in the teeth, and you walked in and got devalued instantaneously last week. So your confidence is a little bit shaken. And I would prefer you get back on the horse quicker than the first of the year for that reason, because I want you to get back on the horse because I want you to regain some of your swagger. And just the grieving of your mom, which is fine and normal, and you should. But also in the middle of that, you had somebody walk in and say, you don't have any value, hit the street. And I want to tell you, you got a lot of value.
Thank you.
And when you land that new job, that's them telling you you got a lot of value. And I don't want you to wait till the first of the year to hear that message again.
Okay.
That's just Papa Dave talking. But Ken?
No, I appreciate it. No,
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I agree with that because you're really a victim of a lot of fear out there around recession and things like this. And a lot of companies, they staff up and then they staff down. And it really wasn't personal at all. It's why you really didn't even see it coming. We hear about this every day. My question is, do you have a severance at all?
Yeah, just 2 weeks because I've not been there quite 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I think I would echo Dave. And what I want you to do, though, is I like the idea of reflection. And you've got at least a month, of just kind of going, where do I want to go, and looking into all of the possibilities. But one of the big hiring times for a lot of companies is in November, and so I would actually take advantage of getting back on the horse pre-holiday. We still have a very hot job economy, so I want you thinking now because you've got financial freedom. What is it that you really want to do, and why do you want to do it? And I'm just curious. You got something at the top of your mind without trying to make it sound pretty? What is something that you would do? What is it? Tell me.
I've always wanted to be in real estate, but I'm afraid because the market is so saturated with realtors.
Yeah.
Market's slowed down. That calls them out pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I've thought about this for 10 years, and I've just never done it because the people who are in it that I've asked the questions, I mean, they're real. You're going to pay a lot of things out of your own pocket. You might not make money the first year. That's scary. Now I have that freedom. I know I could, but it's hard for me to wrap my head around the amount of money that I have. And so in my mind, I keep trying to forget about it so that I don't go crazy.
Well, okay, so I want Dave to comment on the real estate. The guy's been in real estate a long time and he knows, but I just want to tell you something, that now is the time for you to do this. You've been thinking about this for 10 years.
Yeah.
You didn't ask for permission from me on this issue. I'm going to give you permission without you asking. You need to get qualified now. Now is the time for you to get studied up, and I want you to find some different real estate people who have a much different outlook. You've been hanging around some people who are giving you the negatives. I don't need to know the context of those conversations, but the fact is you can win, and you can win big even in this real estate economy if you are committed to do it, committed to get good at it, committed to work with a broker who's going to mentor you and guide you and invest in you. You can do this.
Yeah, and you need to do it starting next week. Go ahead and get your license signed up to take your test, and jump in and find a broker and get all your groundwork and everything done this fall. To where January 1 you hit the ground running wide open. Cooking with gas in January 1. Yeah, in a new in a used Jeep Cherokee. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
And listen, if you make zero money for 6 months and it starts to scare you, go get a job.
Okay.
After January. Okay?
Right.
But
okay,
I think you take the time, align yourself with a great broker, get the groundwork, because it's going to take a little while to study for, sit for, take the test, get the results back, get signed up at the board of realtors, all the stuff you do. You got to, it takes a hot minute to get set up. You don't just walk in and in a week you're selling real estate, in most cases anyway. And so, that's exactly what I do. I would just go ahead. It's time.
Burn the ships. It's an old phrase that just you approach the island, you burn the ship. I'm all in. I'm not going to fail.
No way home.
No way out of this deal.
Yeah.
Dave, that is true about real estate or any sales job that's straight commission. At some point, you got to commit to go, I'm not going to quit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do whatever it takes.
And in Fort Myers, Florida, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
You're going to be just fine.
That's correct.
It's not exactly a slow market. Yeah, and it's not like you have to wait till winter's over. You're in Fort freaking Myers. I mean, come on.